welcome race fans to the GTD series of Deviant Racing League. My name is Webbo, very pleased to be back with you as always here on the channel and for Deviant Racing League, of course. It's great to be here. It's great to see everybody taking to the track nice and early. We've got I think Sim out front to start his qualifying section, and we're just about to get underway. We just got done with the GTD Pro series. No spoilers, of course, because I know many people just tune into this one first. We've got a goal on the super chat today. If you are feeling if you're feeling at all generous, that would be fantastic. Hi to Lena, excuse me, I get it wrong every time. Hi to Lena, who's here with the fish emojis straight away, which is great. It's what we want to see. So we see fish in the channel, in the chat, all the way through as we get ready for the start of the race. I know I've given Mr. Fish a little boost pre-race because of our response in the voice chat. The eagle-eyed among you probably see that when we get back in, but I gave the appropriate response to his message, where he wrote "Hello there." So of course, those of you who can guess properly the correct response to that particular call and response. Oh, see him stuffing up his first flying hot lap here. I think he's going to have to go to the pit lane. He is, and that was just over the final corner. Let's have another look at that one, because that was a moment for the Rowdy Audi. Let's have a look. Here he is, tries to get the turn in, just so, hits the front, hits the side, and heads on into the pit lane. Then that loses him a lap, and it's a long lap here around the circuit. So let's join Izzy. We've gone through turns 1 and 2, which are normally absolute nightmare fuel if you're racing the conventional way around this trial mountain circuit. But I say somewhat neutered on the way through this way around, through the snaking section of sector 1, then avoiding the very large rock on the right hand side as we go through turn 7, which will set you up for a fabulous race and run. I remember when Trial Mountain didn't have a curb underneath that big rock, and you could actually hit it with the car, and I did that a great many times. I probably contributed to a fair amount of wear on that rock. Face, certainly. As we headed then down the long straightaway in reverse, of course, underneath the tunnel, you get the God rays for the sunshine coming through the ceiling as well. And keep an eye out, there are lots of fantastic Easter eggs or little hidden secrets, hidden curiosities in this Trial Mountain circuit. Keep an eye out for the drone, for the Golden Eagle, for the spectators on the tunnel entrance. Probably just saw them. There's some more on this one. Have a look up high, you can just see them there. So turning right through the tunnel, there are two identical right-handers through the tunnel, and they are both very low grip and difficult to navigate for our drivers. Here is Izzy then coming through. This is what cost Siam earlier on, but Izzy just shaving that barrier on the way through. Turns to the right for the diagonal route to the start of the lap. It's a 1:54.455, massively beaten by TX Speedstars straight away on a 52.545. Bongett crosses the line in second, a 53.648. So they've gone 1 second apart, each of them. Astonishing goes through after driving our safety car earlier on into 4th position, the slowest so far. He's not feeling this track at the moment, but he's feeling better than Kuros Kai is at the moment. Mr. Fish goes straight into P4 then. Mr. Fish up there as Thrasher goes across to start into P8, but Dirksey goes through into 6th position. We have Kuros Kai in 9th. Siam won't set a time because he had to come out and do an outlap. I think he'll only get 2 fast laps back to back here with 5 minutes only remaining in qualifying. And Aussie goes to cross the line, and he sets, well, he gets a 2:08.535. I think he might have had a similar issue on his outlap, on his first outlap, and has had to go back and do a second one. Chaotica's going to drive our safety car today. I hope it's okay to say our ugly ass Toyota, because I really don't like it. And Creamy then is getting a toe down the straight here, and that's going to help him no end. So he goes into the lead run here at the moment. I don't know why he's listed as P1, but he's got a 52.141 so far. 0.4 of a second faster than TX Speedstars. Goes across that leaf detritus on the inside line of turn 8. And then you've got a great switchback section. We've seen drivers in the GTD Pro go side by side through here, but the exit of this left-hander has caught plenty of people out as well. Round for a wide entry into the cambered tunnel section here. Can't imagine a public road ever being carved quite so sharp underneath the tunnel as that one. Maybe in the mountains of the Alps, perhaps. And then skipping over the barriers, not shy on the way through here, but he's coming back into the pit lane. It's Creamy once again then. He's going to have to really hurry up with his pit lane turnaround. Bong it in as well. Is Mr. Fish going to cross the line? He goes up into P3 on his second back-to-back lap on the soft tyres, but shedding that fuel, and he's committed to staying on the soft tyres, I think now. Quite happy, hopefully, with that lap. Second row at the moment, just catching the barrier on the way through. Mr. Fish in P3. Is he down in 5th place at the moment? And let's see if we're not going to get an update on his lap in time, unfortunately. Whose lap are we going to get? Here is Astonishing as he comes to close out sector 1. Is this one going to be better for him? No, it's actually slower from him than he's been before. Likewise for Kuros Kai, perhaps? No, a personal best for Kuros Kai. We'll stay with him then, because he could lift himself. It's currently 6 seconds off the pole position right now. Creamy's pole at the moment of 52.1. Yes, Kuros Kai is going 1.1 seconds faster than he's been before, but he's going to need to find a further 4.9 seconds to get his way in. And Mr. Fish has got a great run coming through with a toe here on the back of Kuros Kai, who, while he's trying to go fast, is being passed on the straightaway. Mr. Fish in P3, and unfortunately Kuros Kai passing through the dirty air, low grip corner. I think is going to lose ground. He's lost all of the advantage he gained, and he's not going to be happy about that. Being overtaken by P3, Mr. Fish. Let's hope for Mr. Fish's sake and his adoring crowd here who join us in the live chat. Do speak up if you haven't said hello yet. We want to know who you're supporting, who you're here for, all day long and through the race, because that's what watching live on YouTube really helps. Is with being able to feel part of today's broadcast. Here comes Mr. Fish to come through. Will it be a faster lap? Well, that is controversial then. That is really controversial for me, because he was not quicker on that lap, and he completely stuffed up Kuros Kai, I think, who's down in 11th position and now has all the pressure. He has to get it done right now. Creamy in P1, still on an out lap. We've got P2, we've got Speedstars here. I'm going to stay with Speedstars to see if he can close that 0.4 of a second gap here. And Kuros Kai has only one chance now to do his fast lap. And TX Speedstars going to blast past him, I think, on the straightaway. This is TX. He doesn't have another Speedstars driver with him today in GTD. Oh, Kuros Kai with a half-second penalty. And it's, frankly, is it all over? TX Speedstars has a purple first sector, and he's going to be gunning for that P1 position from Creamy. Where is Creamy at the moment? As we go down the straightaway, not a lot to do for TX, sorry, as Creamy comes through then. This is sector 1 for him. It's going to be Creamy versus TX, and I think, where's Mr. Fish? He's about to close out his final sector update. We're going to get somewhere with this. He crosses the line. He's not faster. He's not faster at this stage, and Creamy is slow. He's decided he's not going to do it, and TX just missed his update, so we're going to have to find out as he crosses the line. A few seconds left to go. Hopefully there's going to be enough time for him to finish. It's a 30-second overrun, 30-second overage, I should say, in American parlance, as we go through the next few. He will get it done. TX with a chance at pole here. Potentially, let's see. It's Creamy versus TX as he goes to cross the line here. Purple first sector. Is it enough for TX? No! 15 thousandths is all he gained in the end. Into second place, Mr. Fish is in third, but it is Creamy who has taken the pole position then for this trial mountain race. Here it is, Creamy, the RCZ Group 3, the Peugeot that is in the Spider-Man livery. He's going to keep it on Spider-Man while it's being so successful for him, as a 152.141 is 0.4 of a second just shy of ahead of TX, who's in the Nismo. Mr. Fish in third place in the Mercedes, and then an Audi in P4 piloted by Izzy. Honda NSX in P5. It wasn't a great car for the GTD pros, but Dirks has brought it up to 5th position. Bongert is 6th, with Thrasher, the first of the Lamborghini Huracans for the Team Builder app, and Siam for 404 Motorsport in P8. Aussie is rocking quite the livery in the Nismo. I'm going to need to get really close and check that one out later on. Is in P9 with Astonishing in P10. Giros Kai is in 11th, and Chaotica in the Crown Athlete G safety car will help us out here. Safety car lap 15 says Gareth Calbert, Mr. Larry Lareth, and that's very helpful for him. And Chaotica drops me a message as well, so that's great to see that from everybody. We are going to start in 3 minutes time, and that is your result from qualifying. I'm going to change my my visual settings. Thankfully, it looks like everybody's livery came through. I'm not going to raise it by quite as much as I did in the GTD Pro because it was rather bright. But it's looking like a slightly mistier day here. On the certainly the weather has changed a little bit. We are on full random weather conditions with just completely randomized weather. We could end up with rain here for the GTD drivers, so we will wait and see if that is happening. I'm afraid I can't bring you standings today for either of our races. Hopefully that will be here for you next time out, and we will get that ready for you. I can see drivers for my next race coming up on the channel. We have a triple head-to-head today. It goes one into the other. GT Racing here, as Zen saying, safety car on the same lap for both series, absolutely, and it's a tough one to make work for certain strategies. Yeah, well, that's what we saw in the GTD Pro, was that starting on the hard tyres was probably the way to go, but it still stretched the mediums beyond comfort level to a certain extent. So yeah, definitely difficult to balance out the needs here for the cars. Then you'll have to tell me about how those hard tyres felt through the your final half of the race. It kind of splits the race up very neatly. It was a 30 race lap for the GTD Pro. It may go 29 here, as we see the fauna and flora of Trial Mountain up close on the game screen. As I say, unfortunately, I can't bring you standings, but I can talk to you a little bit about the race calendar. With 1 minute before the start, we are at round 4 of the 7-round championship. Next one will take place on July 13th, but not be called live by me. It will be called via replay later on. On July 27th, we go back to live, all things being well, for a no safety car sunrise race at Dragon Trail Gardens Reverse in Croatia. And then August 10th finishes our championship at Brands Hatch. And I still haven't had confirmed, maybe our live audience can confirm this for me. Will it be the GP circuit or the IndyCar circuit, the short circuit, in the afternoon here in Forcombe in Kent for the Brands Hatch race for the championship. So hopefully we will go. Zen says that the tyres were okay, quick here overall. I know the first comment you had was about how good your rival's car, the Peugeot RCZ, was, and it took Creamy to pole position here. But actually, second position, the second of the two cars, took quite a while to get a good lap in there on the course of the race. So we are going to see a 60-minute GTD race around this circuit. Creamy and TX will be the lead two. Creamy in the Spider-Man red and black, TX in what looks to be an orange NASCAR Nismo. I don't know what livery that is yet, but we've got 5 lights on for our round 4 of the GTD season, and it's drop the clutch and go, go, go. It looks like the Mercedes from the second row of Mr. Fish jumping away very nicely on the racing hard tyres, and we look like we're going to go 3 wide into a very tight turn 1 and 2 section. TX has the inside line in the Home Depot, number 14, as Creamy sweeps around the outside, and we saw several cars come unstuck. Larry on the way out of this turn 2 for the first time of asking in the GTD Pro, but actually the GTD drivers showing a little bit more restraint, I should say, on the way through. The Team Thunderfurt Audi R8 going down the inside of Thrasher, who sweeps around in the Lamborghini, and Aussie goes around the long way around the outside, and Aussie's into 9th place on the racing medium tyres. Kiros Kai's back in 11th. Gautier-Thornton's taking his time as you would expect, but it is a straight out battle between the top 2. The Peugeot RCZ for Team Sony Interactive, Ford, Creamy, and what a switch back from TX Speedstars to take P1 going through turn 7. Absolutely masterful switchback manoeuvre from him. Here we go, and I'll try and catch a move that happened earlier on. Round the outside, cuts back to the inside. Creamy possibly just touched the barrier on the way through. I think we still had a little bit of argy-bargy going on the way through, because this is the Team Thunderfurt with a good run on the next car there, and then the top 2 continue their battle then as TX in the Home Depot. NASCAR Nismo is hot on the heels of Creamy, and again with the cutback here on Creamy. TX dives to the inside through the right-hander, the slower tunnel right-hander that goes on and on and on forever. Out on the grass for TX. Oh, just about held onto it. He's on the medium tyres to Creamy's hards, so this is going to be a different strategy. It's going to be absolutely the same situation we had in the GTD Pro. The front 2 with great pace to spare over the rest of the field, and he manages to get the nod ahead. Izzy is challenging Mr. Fish, who's on the hard tyres. Izzy, what tyres is Izzy on? Izzy is on the mediums and down the inside in the Audi R8 in the Team Thunderfurt livery, and a nice manoeuvre into turn 1 from him. It looks like Siam in 7th, just behind Bonga in 8th. We've got Thrasher in that 8th place now. I should say Bonga in 6th, and astonishing fighting with Kiros Kai. Lots of pairs of drivers together. Fighting hard. This is the medium and hard tyre offset, generally speaking. This is Aussie in the Team NASCAR Nismo. It's a Squid Game NASCAR. Is that an official NASCAR livery? Because that is awesome. But I desperately want to see Squid Game, the final part this week. But I've got so much on this week, I'm not sure I'm going to manage it. TX in P1, Creamy in P2, Izzy in P3, and Mr. Fish in P4 on the way through. Dirksey and the Honda NSX, which seem to be lacking a little bit of speed at the top end going down this main straightaway, seems to be able to balance it. I think he may have trimmed this out nicely as he's got his teammate behind in the Jollibee Polio Loco, I should say. The Popeye and Jollibee are our cars for the Polio Loco team, and actually looking really good, Dirksey and Bonget. No slouches, those two for sure. But certainly doing very well in the NSX compared with their teammates across divisions. Siam in 7th, Thrasher in 8th place, and then we've got Astonishing and Kiros Kai. Astonishing saying he's struggling in pretty much every corner of this racetrack in the Audi R8. I don't know if Zen has been lending him his expertise and setup, or whether Zen's setup just doesn't translate to his teammates, but it doesn't seem to be favouring them, this track or setup or whatever it is. It's not happening for the drivers. Well, it's Aussie in 11th. Chaotica waits for his opportunity to be the star of the show, of course, and we thank him for doing the job today and hosting both sessions, as TX leads the race by 1.7 seconds on the medium tyre. So he will be in the reverse situation later on after the safety car, and Creamy is now looking at a possible defence coming from Izzy, who's in the Audi R8 for the beautifully designed Thunderfurt race car. The RCC going to win both races. No spoilers on this channel, please, Zen. I do my level best not to ruin it for anybody. Creamy in 2nd, Izzy in 3rd position, and Mr. Fish down there in 4th place. I know that the GTD drivers, you see, spend their early section while the GTD pros are racing. They spend that time practicing for their race, so as to be in the best position possible. And it's interesting to me actually that the GTD races are generally the ones most watched across the two deviant races every round. This is Izzy down the inside. He's wearing his Wario helmet from Beer Karts, and that's the third driver I've seen still stuck in their Mario Kart Beer Karts session outfits and helmet combination. I think the team might need a change of suit here for the Wunderfett liveries, as Izzy in second place, TX in that first place. So two medium runners at the head of the field at the moment. That is the Nismo and the R8. As coming out of that tunnel comes Creamy in third, Mr. Fish in fourth, Dirksy in fifth, and Bongit for the Team Polio Loco Honda NSX pairings in the Popeyes and Jollibee liveries then coming through there. Larry saying TX showing why he belongs in pro. I've got really difficult talking good ability today. It doesn't fare well for later on, does it? So fifth is Dirksy, Bongard is sixth, Thrasher in seventh, and Siam in eighth place at the moment. Haven't seen a close-up. It's a Hollywood video livery for the 404 Motorsport, as opposed to the Blockbuster video we had for the GTDs. Hollywood video, much less of the nostalgia feels for me as a Brit. We had Blockbuster. I don't know how many Hollywood videos we had over here, unfortunately. Let me know what you think about the ribbon style trim lines running down the Wunderfett car of Astonishing as he goes down the inside of Siam into the right hand turn 7. That means he's going to give up the slipstream on the way out, and I wonder if that's a calculation from Siam, or neither driver are particularly bothered about that slipstream, because they're going side by side down the long straightaway. So maybe a touch of a side draft, but I imagine that'll be fairly equalised between the two. Astonishing has the inside line for the upcoming turn 8, but he doesn't want to brake quite as aggressively. Brakes earlier, slow in, fast out for Astonishing. He'll try and sweep across here. Oh, does so. That was very, very tight from both of them as they run through. There's the drone we just saw on track as Aussie is now closed in. Aussie switching on the medium tyres nice and gently, actually, giving the tyres the green light to push now. Aussie on the mediums, and looking really good at the moment. He's also got Astonishing in front of him. He's on the same tyre as the golden hour continues for Sunset. Here, it could be golden hour for photographers. It's pretty horrible for race coverage, particularly when the camera goes straight into that line. You can see it's the same deal for the drivers. Here comes Aussie down the inside. Nice manoeuvre from Aussie there to make the overtake into turn 1 and 2. Let's have another look then. He's got the same problem I have when designing liveries, when I try and colour in the end plate, and the green end plate sticker has covered part of his rear sticker there on the. It's about layers, I think, and layering stickers one over the other. But yeah, I keep having that issue myself on the rear when I'm doing a livery design. Astonishing in P8, Aussie down into P9, and again they were going to go side by side. This time though, it's Aussie. Let's join him on board. Keep an eye in the mirror as well. We've got Siam behind who's going to try and catch the back of this double toe heading down. TX leads from Izzy and Mr. Fish. So maybe Mr. Fish has got himself ahead there. There's no manoeuvre coming, I don't think. Oh, that's a hugely late dive bomb down the inside from Aussie. Oh, they get a little bit close as well going through there. Let's have a look at how far back that looked to come. I think Siam felt, it was Astonishing felt he was safe going into the corner, and then they're just both hanging on for dear life going through the next section, and Aussie taking that position. So down in third position at the moment is Mr. Fish. Up into third, I should say, is Mr. Fish, because he has overtaken Creamy. So it's the hard tyres from Mr. Fish overtaking our pole sitter, Creamy, on that lap at 5. I'm afraid you probably haven't caught that in the replay buffer, so Mr. Fish, on the same tyre as Creamy, has an advantage now. They just have to stay here, really, in the hunt at the head of the field throughout the course of this section of the race, this first half of the race. Stay in, stay connected, and keep everything as cool as possible with regard to their cockpit equipment, so to speak, as Dirks is in 5th and Bongit in 6th place, the 2 Polio Loco cars in doing well in the Honda NSX. The Lamborghini Huracan, Larry's favourite little car today, I think, perhaps not, is Thrasher for Team Builder in P7. And then we've got Aussie. What was up with that Lamborghini today, Larry, while you're in chat with us? It really didn't... Zen saying, I can tell you how to fix that problem. Thanks, Zen. I appreciate that. It's a slider adjustment only. Right, okay. Yeah, it really annoys me. But there is the same issue there for Aussie. You can just see it's got overlapping stickers while trying to colour the end plates green. So, yeah, I sympathise with Aussie. Kiros Kai in 10th, CM in 11th, and Chaotica waiting in the pit lane patiently. It's TX just to finish that thought, Larry, what was up with the Lamborghini today? It looked like it was a struggle for you and Berman to get the car turned in. Looked like understeer today. Is that a deliberate choice for top speed? Perhaps with the setup. Izzy comes through in 2nd place. Mr. Fish is some 9.4 seconds away from TX lead, but P3 I think he'll be pretty happy with at the moment. Creamy's got a 1 second off-track penalty. It's so easily done here. But there it is. Thanks, Larry. Nobody believes that, I'm sure. But I heard a rumour that you'd won several races on ACC recently, but maybe that was a false rumour. I'm not sure. You can't be that hopeless a driver if you've done something like that. Creamy in 4th, Dirksy in 5th, and Bongit in 6th place, cresting over the hill. Pike, so Zanshin S. Berman saying the Lambo is just hard to drive with elevation changes. Big engine go vrr. Okay. Is it the little engine that could in the Lambo? Is that the problem? Or is it just it's the elevation? Is it the altitude at Trial Mountain that's affecting the output of the brake horsepower? Perhaps the thinner air struggling, or the peakier engine in the Lamborghini, perhaps. P7 for Thrasher at the moment as Aussie chases him down. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I'm sure it wasn't from you that I had heard, of course, Larry, that you'd won several races. Does anybody want to see the Circle Squid Game masked, hooded staff members in the tail lights of the Nismo? There. I want to see those circles made into the hood shapes. I think that would look really, really cool. But I'm a fussy guy like that. Aussie in P8 with Astonishing in P9. There's a Squid Game celebration for the Squid Game final part. So yeah, Larry, so for real, in the Lambo with the elevation change, you lose steering input. That's kind of that kind of tracks, I think. Let's have a look and see if we can feel that on board with Thrasher here at the moment. There's an elevation change here through that final corner. Look behind to see Aussie. Might be some action going on ahead of this group, perhaps going down into the corner. Dirksy's got Creamy, and I think that might be as a result. Is it? I think that was the penalty that Creamy had to pay earlier on. Still in the hunt for a potential win today when he gets to put those medium tyres on later on. There's something Transformer-esque about this Jollibee Polio Loco livery on the hood, anyway, for me. Those patterns on the front, very cool. But Bongit on the hard tyres, so is Creamy, and so is Dirksy. So these drivers just waiting, biding their time for the post-safety car period, the second half of the race. Mr. Fish is in 3rd place, and the lead hard tyre runner should have the benefit then of the medium tyres. Should, if all things being equal, be the lead runner on the medium tyres after the pit stop sequence. And I wonder whether the Mercedes, seems to take its time to get to the apexes. I wonder if the Mercedes is going to be heavier on its tyre wear in that second phase, perhaps, than perhaps something like the NSX, for example, who will get to use the medium tyres later on. So I think we still have a really strong race on our hands. All things being equal, Creamy will feature in the battle for the lead. He was our pole sitter, and he will be on the fastest tyre and possibly the fastest car as well in the final portion of the race. But so far, this first stint on the hard tyre, it's been an exercise in going backwards. He's lost 4 places from that pole position earlier on, and a big understeer moment. He ducked out of the throttle there, and you can see Bongert then really coming straight at him down the start-finish line straight away. Down we go in towards the tight left-hander here of turn 1. And while I've got these other drivers in chat, you can give me a comment as to whether this track going in reverse has actually neutered the difficulty of Trial Mountain a little bit, or whether you think you agree with Astonishing earlier on in the other live chat that this is a harder configuration racing in reverse. I'm kind of siding with forwards being the harder situation, but you guys are a lot more skillful than I am on the racetrack, so you can give me your opinion on that one, either in the live chat or in the comments. Oh, there goes Thrasher, and there perhaps was one of those light steering Lamborghini moments as Thrasher in P8 loses P7. Let's join him. Is it dirty air, or is it just so it's a left-hander? Gets a little bit too much curb, maybe. No, all is good going through into this one, but he just couldn't get the direction change to the left. The car just wouldn't respond, and into the barrier. A little bit of damage on the front there for Thrasher in P8. P9 then, Astonishing. So getting the slipstream, getting the overspeed down the long straight and in towards turn 8. Astonishing with a nice manoeuvre on Thrasher, who's recovering from that damage. Should be okay now. The car should be equaling out a little bit better for him, but Thrasher losing 2 positions then in the course of that run. As Kuros Kai in P10, who we've got Zen recommending throttle, turning the car using the throttle, which frankly scares the life out of me. If I'm bad at trail braking, using the throttle to turn the car is definitely way beyond my skill level, and possibly my sim racing equipment as well. Thrasher in P9, Kuros Kai in 10th, Siam in 11th. Chaotic awaits again for his moment in the sun, or in the sunset, I should say. It's lap 10. We've gone through 18 minutes now on the clock have elapsed. Certainly the Home Depot livery on TX B-Star is not lacking for any sponsorship stickers, as is the way with NASCAR. Izzy in P2, only 3.7 seconds away from TX. Both of those 2 drivers going to have to manage the hard tyre later on. So I can see a nice metallic red paint effect on the back of this Audi R8 for Izzy. And in the GTD, they've got these German trim lines going around the car, a bit like a wedding car here in the UK, with ribbons running from the hood to the driver door. Mr. Fish in P3 in the Hollywood Video Team 404 Motorsport Mercedes AMG GT3. It's a bit of a mouthful, that one. As we've got Dirksey. Yeah, in terms of syllable count, that is one of the longer team and car name combinations we've had. Mr. Fish, he's gone for, now you have to help me out here, guys, with the significance of the black and white with green stripe USA flag. Now, I don't know my variations of Old Glory well enough, the Stars and Stripes, to talk about that one. Whether that is just a Deviant Racing nod to using the green, you'll have to give me that little bit of information, because I don't understand the significance of that colour combination there on the end plates. 4th is Dirksey. Bongert, his teammates 5th. Creamy, our pole position driver, down into 6th place now. Larry say means they listen to Joe Rogan and drive lifted trucks. Okay. I think I get that. Fair enough. I should probably not ask anymore. I would know what the situation was if it was the Confederacy flag, but I haven't seen that particular one before. I'm hoping it's not representing something I would rather not be referencing on the channel. And Zanshin Berman saying the thin green line is to honour the sacrifice of bud tenders. Okay. Alright, you're just having fun with me now, guys. Come on. I'm assuming it is just the green for the GTD series. And they're just stylising the USA flag. But I never know. I never know whether there is some sort of deep and hidden meaning on the flag, on these flags. So, yeah, help me out. Astonishing in P8, P9. On principle, I disbelieve everything Larry tells me until he says, seriously though, mate. No kidding, mate. As soon as he says that, then I will start to believe him. But yeah, Thrasher P9 catching a little bit of a toe down the long straightaway. It's got the inside line. He's been giving that from Astonishing. Astonishing still with the nose ahead. The balance, you can see the nervousness Thrasher has got, turning that Lamborghini into that that highly banked cambered corner of the turn 8. And Astonishing, either he knew that or he found it out prior. Through they come in P9. I genuinely thought when I started reading that comment from Berman that it was some sort of military significance, honouring the sacrifice. You can't do things like that to a naive Brit. Girosky is 10th, CM is 11th, and we wait for our safety car. It's lap 12 so far. We've had 21 and 2/3 minutes for TX, and we had quite a crazy race for the GTDs last time out in Tokyo. So much so, some of the drivers were remarking upon it in the GT World discussion channel. But I think they've had a much calmer time of it this first stint. Anyway, it might have time to get crazy later on. Mr. Fish has a 1-second penalty. Might bring him back into the clutches of Dirksy Bongit et al. Dirksy in 4th place, and Bongit coming through. Creamy. Then he's got Aussie behind Creamy, just going very wide on the way through the next corner. There is Mr. Fish being caught by Dirksy. And of course the momentum stolen from the car thanks to that horrible penalty position. Down into turn 8 we go. Kicking up those leaves. You can see the sun is starting to dip beneath below the horizon. So we're in sunset conditions here for this Trial Mountain reverse configuration round 4 of the championship. The drivers will get to drop their worst score or their no score as TX. Oh, that's interesting. TX is pitted on lap 12. And he had no tyres left, TX, at all. That is quite key for later on, I think. No, he was really ragging that front left. And that is a huge surprise to me to see him pit this early. Can he get the hard tyre home then if he's burned through the medium to this level? Can he even fuel up the car to finish the race? Mr. Fish holds on then to what is now 2nd place ahead of Dirksy Bongit, Creamy and Astonishing, sorry, and Aussie, excuse me. Astonishing is for Wunderfert, as TX then only using some 60% of the fuel. Here comes Astonishing and Thrasher continuing their side-by-side battle into turn 1. Thrasher leaving the outside available to Astonishing, and they continue to go side-by-side. This is great racing from these two. Astonishing, dollars per win here. Pick a name, please, because you can't go around using different names. You just confuse your commentator when they have to read out the standings and select the nicknames through Gran Turismo. Astonishing in P8 now then as Thrasher gets the overtake done. Great sound of the Audi R8 there. Just got a full-throated exhaust upshift, which you'd love to see. This is Astonishing, building up through the gears then into 4th place. Doesn't actually, quite comparatively short shifting there. I mean, doesn't really need to, but trying to save some time in the pit lane, refueling. Has really got a great speed difference, maybe 3 or 4 miles an hour by the time they reached the end of the straightaway, and that was using the toe the entire way through the wedge shape of the Lamborghini Huracan. Extremely aerodynamic. Lap 13 and Izzy pits off the tyre. So one of the key differences, as well as pace, between the GTD pros and the GTD drivers here today looks to be the wear rate of that medium tyre. So that's certainly, in order to go as fast as they are going, they are eating away their tyre as Creamy and Mr. Fish go through. Dirksey and Bongit have changed off the hard tyres as well at the end of lap 13. That's a lap early for what they absolutely have to know. This is the official pit stop lap, but yeah, so changing tyres before the safety car. We did see some hard starters in GTD Pro elect to take a different route through there and actually complete a lap under the safety car and then change tyre, so that they save a lap on the medium tyre so it doesn't run out right at the end. I think that is going to be problematic for our drivers, we are only 26 minutes into the race. It's only going to be minute 28 when the safety car is out. So TX, Creamy, Mr. Fish, not well, TX has pitted, of course. He now regains those positions because they pitted under green flag conditions the rest of the field, and they will all now file out of the pit lane. Here comes Izzy in 4th place. He's on hard tyres, so safe to the end. Will have brimmed the tank full of fuel. Kuros Kai still waits to come out of the pits. We've got a long hold here in the pit lane for the drivers to refuel. Here they all come now then, as Aussie comes out in 5th. This is the strange thing that's happening in Gran Turismo at the moment, and I will ask my live audience how this is happening, but drivers are overtaking each other through the pit sequence, and it's not explained by fueling less. Each of these drivers have refueled to the brim, but I have seen drivers enter the pits on identical fuel loads, and the pit lane sequence harm one driver or profit another driver in comparison. It's most odd at the moment. It seems to have been in the last month or so that this has started to be happening. Thrasher in 8th place. New tyres for him as well, as it is for Astonishing. Should be in good shape for the rest of the race. Kuros Kai in 10th on the hard tyre, as Siam has gone for the softs and is going to try for a fastest lap here, I think. Is he? Now this is an interesting strategy from Siam. Medium and hards are the required tyre, so he's committing to a 2-stop Siam. Maybe he feels like that has to happen. He's just going to go for this, but because he won't have time to do a full flying lap on the soft tyres unless he restarts on those softs and comes out. Our safety car is out to start the next lap. Looks like Mr. Fish has started lap 15. Safety car is out, then the official Crown Athlete Toyota safety car, and Mr. Fish then, and we will get a good close look at the Hollywood video. What just happened? I heard a crunch. I think Creamy hit the barrier under the safety car. Let's see. Is he going to be warming the tyres? Is that the situation? Yep. Okay. Hollywood video for Team 404 Motorsport here for the GTD series. Let's go back to the race so you can see it's a nice paint effect. It doesn't really show in these sunset conditions until you're in the tunnel, but Hollywood video there, and that green striped USA flag on the end plate that is giving me the confusion, and I haven't had a serious sounding explanation for that. Creamy, we've seen this over and over again, but I think he's going to stick with this livery while it brings him good fortune. The Home Depot, very nice orange and white, do like a bright coloured livery, and then every single sticker in the box on the front quarter, whether it makes sense on the shut lines and the vent lines on the car or not, he's gone for it nonetheless. Izzy with the extra German chase lines across the Audi R8 here that don't feature on the GTD Pro cars, come to a point together around the Audi badge at the back. We have the Squid Game livery, and this is getting novelty value for me, for sure. Red light, green light girl on the front. Staff members, the piggy bank. Tremendous stuff. The only improvement I would make would be to add extra hooded staff members with the circle of the circular Nismo lights on the rear. Popeye's livery for the Polioloco, another good one, but looks very similar to the Home Depot now today. And green and yellow, green and gold, Larry would say, of the Jollibee Polioloco team. No variation today, I think, for Team Builder from Thrasher. Mr. Fish and Creamy have gone in for another change of tyre. Oh, they're going to be really cheeky and go onto the mediums here with less than half the race remaining. Some extra details, the mountains and the Golden Eagle and the Bear here on the for the Trial Mountain racetrack, and thank you for the Webbo.com sticker on the side there as well. Are they going to just use the hards for one lap under the safety car? I wonder. That would be highly, highly cheeky. But safety, the pit lane has reopened for them, of course, after that first safety car lap. So just wait to see what choice they make. Certainly at least 4 cars are in the pit lane. And they're having a change completed. Haven't seen a lot of fish in the live chat today. Fish emojis we're supposed to have, as lots of fuel going in. Now that might be pretty smart there from Mr. Fish, who's decided to refuel while it costs absolutely nothing. The drivers, he comes out behind Creamy, Mr. Fish. So there is a change of position again through the pit stop sequence. And then they get to catch the safety car running. This is Chaotica as they go under the tunnel. Once again, we'll just check out, see anybody's liveries we haven't looked at closely. Well, Kuros Kai we've seen before, but it's the Team Builder bluey, turquoisey colour change base. There. See him with the Hollywood video. I don't see any different parts of that. Nothing particularly different on that car that I can tell from his teammate. I think we should put George Russell on the rear wing in that same pose, Creamy, please. This is the Wunderfair team as the drivers are slowly but surely catching the safety car. And we'll get to take on then this Trial Mountain for something approximating 26.5 minutes remaining in the race. Safety car will be on his way in. He hasn't turned his lights out yet. Let's wait and see if he will indeed do that. And it is fully dark in this final sector of the racetrack, thanks to the sun setting behind the mountain. Into the pits comes the safety car. TX will restart as he gets to the start finish line, and we get the green light. He hovers between 60 and 70 miles an hour, and it's green light, and the green flag is given. And Izzy perhaps not quite there with the launch on the car. Izzy on the hard tyres, Aussie on the hard tyres too in the Nismo, but stamping on the throttle early. Creamy and Bongit are fighting over 5th and 6th positions. Bongit to the 4 on the medium tyres. Creamy also on the mediums. Cannot seem to switch this car on quickly, and maybe that's a tactic that he's using to just make sure that he doesn't lose out too much at the very end of proceeding. Short shifting, only braking in a straight line, and trying not to put the power down too early through corners. Use the momentum of the car before gently applying the short shifted high gear exits of corners. Try and protect that outside left tyre that is given so much punishment. Dirksey is right there in 4th. We've got Aussie in 3rd place, tucked up behind Izzy. And we are going to go all the way down this tunnel section. Aussie looking pretty good here today. He's got the hard tyres, got a full tank of fuel, he's got a fast race car as he heads down in towards turn 8. And lots of overlaps happening. Creamy goes for the move in the Peugeot. Down the inside, gets a bit of a slide on, holds it nicely in that 5th place now. Takes his 5th place back off Bongit, who's had a fairly quiet race today. Bongit usually a tremendously quick driver. I know he's been tempted toward the ACC side of things, which usually makes you a better GT3 driver in GT7 anyway, because it is more forgiving. But yeah, he's usually right up there at the lead of the race. So Trial Mountain, not quite the favoured race track for the Honda NSX, losing out on top speed possibly. But in P6, still looking like a good position as Creamy is going for another Honda NSX, this time in the RCZ, down the inside into turn 1, and using that extra little bit of speed, using his spidey senses, and great grip from the Web-like RCZ for the Spider-Man Miles Morales Sony Interactive Peugeot RCZ, and Creamy up to 4th position, and now really getting the speed on. And he'll be off in search of TX, who leads this race. TX on the hard tyres with Izzy and Aussie, and then we've got so it's TXy, Izzy, Aussie, Creamy, Dirksy, Bongity, and Thrashery. The top 7 astonishing in that P8 position at the moment. This Squid Game car looking really, really good on Aussie. I would have liked to have seen the Webflix sticker for the Squid Game. That would have worked really nicely. Hoping to eliminate his rivals here. Look at Creamy go, and that Peugeot fly on the medium tyres with the traction and top speed advantage. Oh, I think they may have touched going through the corner there. Let's have another look at that one, as I think there may have been the tiniest of touches. Here comes Creamy to the inside. Goes to turn right, and I think washes out. Oh no, actually, if anything, I think Aussie turned in slightly early, slightly ahead of Creamy's plan to turn in. So driver's not leaving enough space there really on the turn-in phase of a difficult circuit. Difficult corner particularly. Creamy up to 3rd, and unlocking some crazy pace here as he goes for the inside line on Izzy. He's getting 2 cars a lap at this stage, Creamy. Really struggled on the hard tyres. Down on the inside into turn 1. Oh, big snap as he picks up the curb. Too much curb on the apex. You can do that in the reverse, but in forwards, but in reverse, that seems to be really difficult for him. So he runs through. Creamy in 2nd place and just takes Izzy. Let's see if he gives up the slipstream on the way down the main straightaway, but TX leading by 1.4 seconds. I think that's not going to live long as Aussie and Izzy come together. A little bit of paint traded between the two of them, between a difficult corner. I wonder if things are going to get a little bit worse before they get better between the Wunderfeld and NASCAR cars, but that has helped Creamy get further away then from them. Dirksy's starting to pounce as well. Here comes Dirksy on the inside of Aussie, and that's going to steal the opportunity really for Aussie to take the slipstream to an advantage, and he cuts across the nose of Dirksy, who goes long on the steering and the brake pedal on the way into turn 8. Absolutely frantic between these guys. Very well raced between all of them so far. TX leads Creamy, but for how long? And can Creamy hang on to those medium tyres with 21 minutes remaining in the race? It is lap 19 at the moment. Izzy and Aussie go side by side for like the 18th time since the restart, I think. And then you can see at the head of this one, you've got TX and Creamy. Kirk Morris cheering on Team Pollo Loco, I think, with the chickens in the chat. Unless he's calling me a chicken, but I don't think so. Izzy to the inside of Aussie. Dirksy right there as well. Dirksy trying to follow Izzy through, but
Aussie going quite long, and then there is contact. There's significant contact in through turn 2. Aussie hanging on then. Dirksey going to try and take both of them cleanly, I think. The next corner is a right-hander. There's plate position swapping behind them for Bongit, and ahead of Mr. Fish and Thrasher. Mr. Fish on the recovery as well. He used the hard tyres just for 2 laps under the safety car and then came back out on another set of mediums. That's adventurous, I think, on this heavy Mercedes. Thrasher behind him. Although the BOP balance, I'm not sure how that's affected the weights of the car, the recent BOP change there. But yeah, this is how things are looking. TX, Creamy, Aussie, Izzy, Dirksey, Bonkin, Mr. Fish and Thrasher, the top 8. But that's about to change, I think, as Dirksey is almost using Izzy as a bump draft. Izzy goes for the inside line this time on Aussie. Both cars braking long, and Dirksey goes through the inside of both of them. Can he hang on around the outside so that he gets the inside line through the next one? But Aussie retakes 3rd position. Tremendous running from these guys here. This is absolute thriller minute as Dirksey does a great cutback. Aussie runs wide. Izzy's right there as well. I'm not quite sure how these driver name calls are coming out when it comes to the audience at the moment, but it's quite clumsy calling these 3 drivers fighting together. We need to figure something out because the too many Z sounds going on. Here comes Izzy out of the final corner with great grip once again. He's on the hard tyres, but it's not slowing him down. Izzy into 4th. Dirksey was slow away. Mr. Fish and Bongit go side by side on the way into turn. Sorry, and Dirksey. Mr. Fish was already past Bongit. Mr. Fish ran the outside of Dirksey. This is going to be tricky to handle. Almost touches the curbstone on the outside, but holds on at the moment. Fish here for in P5 now. Oh, that's very tight. That's very, very tight indeed as Dirksey, by hook or by crook, stays ahead. In 5th place, Mr. Fish. This is going to cost them all time as they go off in hunt of those great podium positions here. TX has the fastest lap of the race at the moment. Oh, we've missed Creamy. We've missed Creamy versus TX. Here it is. He's just passed him. I'm tempted to suggest perhaps into turn 1, but Creamy has retaken the lead of this race ahead of TX Speedstars. Creamy leads them. I thought the gaps were too big, and then I was mesmerised by the battle for 3rd, 4th, 5th, 6th and 7th positions, but Creamy, whoa, just hanging on at the moment ahead of TX in 2nd place. And then through the difficult turn 8 after the long straightaway, Aussie currently in 3rd place, but they are all going to be using these tyres up like crazy. Dirksey on the only one here, well, he and Mr. Fish, sorry, on the medium tyre, hoping that they can get ahead of these hard runners before their mediums start to fade. Dirksey diving down the inside. That was a marginal move, but no harm, no foul potentially. Oh, is he going scraping around the outside again and taking that position back as Dirksey and Mr. Fish run through. There goes Mr. Fish right behind Dirksey, and he's got a good run on him here. Dirksey peels to the inside. I think that was a PSVR2 sticker on the back of the car for Dirksey. Oh, a little nudge for Fish, but that was not deliberate. He's just trying to get into the corner first, and Izzy taking his time through the apex, and very, very challenging portion of the race with just over a quarter of our race to go. Who's your money on here for P3? Call out your podium predictions if you will. Into turn 4 now we go. Personal best time here for Mr. Fish as night falls. It's unusual, and you've got some headlights behind. It's not the best angle to see what's going on as Dirksey gets the Honda NSX tucked up neat and tidy. I think he wants to use a bit of bump draft going here. I think it's encouraged in Deviant Racing, the bump draft, because why on earth not? Dirksey gets very deep on the brakes, I think locked up or hit Mr. Fish on the way into turn 8. Just got too close. Bump drafting down the straightaway's fine. In the braking zone, most definitely not. Larry says, I got TX for the win here, as he leads Creamy now. And TX on the hard tyres. Creamy has not used his mediums as much as TX has used his hards. And Zen picking Creamy here. Fantastic racing across the grid. Gap at the front, 0.8 of a second, but that's huge in comparison to this tremendous battle for P3, led at the moment by Aussie on the hard tyres. If the hard runners can hold the medium tyres at bay for now, as Mr. Fish with an absolute dive bomb into the apex of turn 1, does a great job, and Izzy shows him that was not necessarily a welcome move coming through that section. Let's have another look then at Mr. Fish here. This is on board with Mr. Fish. Oh, it was Izzy who was very early on the brakes. I think Mr. Fish was kind of forced into that, and then Izzy just turns left before a right-hander. Oh, and the rear tyres lighting up for Mr. Fish on the way out of the corner as well. TX leads Creamy and Aussie and Izzy ahead of Mr. Fish and Dirksey Bonkett. See him top 8 here on lap 23 as we have 13 and 3/4 minutes left to go. Izzy with the moves now on the Squid Game Nismo of Aussie into the lead of this group, I should say. It's Wario power on the helmet. Mr. Fish again going for a late one. That was cleaner this time. He's side by side with Aussie, who holds on. This section of the racetrack just really encouraging. Great racing. Left, right, left, right, left, right. Really helps the drivers to go side by side and keep on fighting. Aussie getting the turn in. Going for the gap that Izzy left on the inside. Very easy to leave a gap when you race in PSVR2, I have to say, as Izzy does. Aussie back into 3rd place then as Mr. Fish looks for the exit out of the final corner and gets it. I think Mr. Fish is going to be ahead of all of them on the way through. Wow, what an exit that was for him. I don't know if that was at the expense of other drivers, but check this one out as he takes for a wide run. They touch, Izzy and Aussie just touch there, and then just smooth as you like around the outside from Fish. So great away into 3rd place, very nicely indeed, and I think actually now building a gap. Dirksey ahead of Izzy, who's dropped down from 3rd to 6th. Now nearly 7th is it going to be as enter the fray the Popeye Bongit. Sorry, the Jollibee Bongit. As he is, Izzy just hanging on, and then Boggett's then still back fighting with Thrasher. No Ferraris in the field today for the GTD Pro. The team, our Predator team, apparently missing. Aussie, Fish, Dirksey. No one's been able to reserve up, I think, from GT Sport, which is a shame. Thrasher in 7th. Bongit versus Sim, but of course the GT Sport regular season drivers very keen to manage their own championship at this point. Round 4 of 7. It's getting serious now. Season 4.2. See him down the inside. Oh, Bongit with a big spin. Oh, it was almost very, very nice and stylish, but unfortunately it didn't happen. Oh, Bongit just fails to turn the car and hits the barrier. Kirosky's in 10th just to catch up with the rear drivers. Kirosky and astonishing down in 11th place, but he did say earlier on this is a struggle track for him, as TX in P1 ahead of Creamy. We have just about 11 minutes to go, and so do I when it comes to my follow-on race. TX in 1st, Creamy in 2nd, and Creamy closing in very, very rapidly. Mr. Fish has been released here like a salmon who's finally made it to the top of a waterfall. He's trying to head off
to the mating grounds. I'm stretching that way too much, that metaphor. Mr. Fish in P3 anyway, and trying to build a gap on Aussie's Nismo, who got very deep onto the brakes there. That won't help him through turn 3. And now these drivers fighting more in pairs than a battle pack. Right now, Dirksy in 5th place. He's got Izzy in 6th directly behind him. Izzy on the hard tyres. We'll hope that the drivers on the mediums around him will start to struggle. And then we've got Siam and Thrasher going side by side. It's a great top 8 we've got here at the moment. Siam just ahead of Thrasher in the Lamborghini. It's great the way that the cars have such different characteristics and yet are so closely matched in performance, not including the RCZ today. But Thrasher trying to make the move here and live with what is a very unstable front axle here at Trial Mountain, I'm hearing, anyway. Izzy in 6th, Dirksy in 5th. Of course, Zen will have plenty of experience in the Lamborghini Huracan from previous seasons. Aussie and Mr. Fish continue to fight, so Mr. Fish hasn't been able to get ahead and stay ahead significantly anyway. He's right there, but Mr. Fish in P3. The gap to the leaders, 14.8 seconds. The gap at the front, 1 second only between TX in the lead and Creamy in 2nd position. How are the tyres looking? TX continues to murder that front left in comparison to Creamy. Check this out with Creamy's medium tyre wear. He's actually got more tyre wear in hand here. Mr. Fish is indicating to the right on his blinkers. I'm sure that's just a mistake. A bit of finger trouble on the controls. So who's going to be right here? Is it going to be Larry picking TX, or is it Zen picking Creamy? And I like the fact that both guys have chosen drivers who are not in their respective teams. Lazy predictions when you just predict your teammates to go P1 and P2. I know it's supportive. But yeah. Dirksy following the Squid Game. I wonder if he's hearing the Squid Game theme music in his head as he stares at the back of this Nismo here. I won't do an impression of it. So nobody needs that. But Lyco into the corner, trying to save a little bit of fuel potentially as he runs through. Aussie is losing places and spins, unfortunately. Just huge oversteer into the corner. Let's have a look. As he's on the defensive, he's turning in, getting the tyres dirty on that inside line. Oh, what a shame. What a huge shame for the Squid Game car as he reverses directly into the path of other drivers as well. That is not great. And he's got damage on the front of the car. It's just about resolved now, but down to P8, unfortunately, after battling for so long in that great pack of drivers. And now those gaps are starting to open out, but it's not opening out. It's closing up here at the head of the field. Creamy has been patient. He's kept his car within range here, and he's got more grip, despite the fact that he's on the more less durable tyre. He's held onto that tyre expertly, and now he's got the opportunity to pounce here. The drivers in the pack there have bided their time and decided to spread out just as the battle for the lead starts to hot up. Creamy trying to ask questions of that front left now that TX is going for it. TX has got it, says Kirk Morris. I don't know. I don't think so. I think Creamy's just been being very, very canny. Here he goes then for the lead of the race on lap 27 with 6 minutes to go. Creamy has got the inside line into turn 8. The Nismo switches back with the blue flame licking out, and they touch and lean on each other going through turn 9. And Creamy hanging on. Is he about to exit into the barrier there? Possibly. He's got the outside line into this corner, but it becomes the inside line for the tunnel tight corner into the third section. TX running out of grip there. Both cars
are going to have a challenge on their hands to get these tyres to a finish. They've got plenty, I would say, plenty of fuel left on the cars. It's lap 27, 5 minutes to go. Creamy leads the race then by 3.5 tenths of a second. Fantastic to see these two are going to challenge right to the finish. I think that puts us with a no, what's it going to be? It's going to be a 30th lap, at least for the front group here. So underlining the fact that the GTD drivers are tremendous here, as and going the same lap number as the GTD pros, I should say. Zen saying, I don't think TX tyres are going to make it to a 30th lap. They are looking pretty worn out, but they're not taking it easy at all. Creamy and TX pushing like crazy now, as the drone continues to watch the race. Here is TX. He's going to get the slipstream as Creamy tries to stop that from happening. Huge turbulence on TX's car as Creamy dodges right and then left. He'll drift right, forces TX to opt for to go left. I think there was room on the right to go for it. Creamy now hogging the apex. Oh, we're going to get a bit of contact potentially between the two. Side by side, TX takes the lead. I'm not sure that was fully clean, but they keep going, and Creamy gets the job. He gets the place back again. Let's have another look. Side by side they go. Oh no, I think they were risking a bit of netcode, but they're okay. He was alongside. I think that's legit. It's just hard racing at this stage, and now it's all on TX here as he goes super wide, trying to get the turn in. 2 more laps there will be as they start the 29th lap, and Creamy is getting away from TX Speedstars, and it's about who makes the least mistakes now. Creamy P1, TX Speedstars P2. The gap is 1.2 seconds apart, and it's ferociously fought, but it looks like Creamy is pulling away by the tune of about 1/10 of a second every mini sector right now. But is he taking too much out of the tyre? TX has to start being really careful on the tyre now. I'll keep my eye on the track map as much as I can, but Mr. Fish is completely alone in 3rd position. Izzy's in 4th. It's still hard fought here. Izzy's tyres look great on the hard tyre. Dirksey looking a little bit dodgy on the mediums. Thrasher should be fine on the Lamborghini. The upside of having no grip, I think, is that he hasn't really used the tyre very much. Siam in 7th. Aussie on the fight back in 8th position. Bongit in 9th. 3-way battle here for 7th. Oh, Aussie going for these late moves down into the gap that drivers leave because they're taking the natural racing line. Bongit with a big slide on the exit, but somehow keeping it pointing in the right direction. And there is Aussie. TX still some little bit of a distance away, too far away to strike. At the back you've got Kuroskai and Astonishing, but we've got a 3-way battle for 7th. It's about to change hands, is it? And we've got a 3-way battle here for 4th, I should say, as well. Between we've got Izzy, Dirksey and Thrasher, 4th, 5th and 6th positions. The gap at the front, definitely there's absolute daylight between the two cars now. Mr. Fish looks like he's guaranteed a 3rd position right as well, and Dirksey in 5th ahead of Thrasher. 6th place, Siam, Aussie and Bongit. Aussie, like I said before, on the comeback after a big slide, damaging the front of the car. Bongit getting great drive off that final corner as well. Is Bongit tempted to go for the move to the inside? Late-ish defence from Aussie. Looks like an attempt at an overtake. It wasn't. I think it was an attempt at a defence going into turn 1. Siam exiting with tiptoeing around on that front left. It is the final lap of the race, confirmed here. 30 seconds to go. Lap 30. I think our rearmost driver might hang around and wait. No, he's not. He's not going to wait for the race to finish. Siam in 7th, Aussie in 8th place, and Creamy is a mile away comparatively, relatively, from earlier on. Creamy out in front right now on the medium tyre, making this work absolutely tremendously. We may have an overtake coming between Thrasher and Dirksey down the long straightaway on the north of the circuit, heading in to turn 8. This is the best opportunity Thrasher's going to get, but Dirksey was so super late on the brakes. Here comes Aussie for 7th place, trying to take it away from Siam as they head into the corner. Aussie takes that 7th, gets a kiss in the rear fender from Siam, but at the head of the field, Creamy has generated for himself a gap of 3.5 seconds. What racecraft, what fantastic skill from Creamy. He takes the win. It wasn't easy, but he takes it by 3.8 seconds from TX, who's on the Home Depot Nismo. Mr. Fish will please his adoring fans in 3rd position. Spin turns the car almost to a finish. Izzy picks up a penalty for crossing over. That could be really important. I think he's going to survive it. It will be doubled on the line, but Dirksey in 5th place manages to finish 5th. Thrasher and Aussie 6th and 7th. Aussie ahead of Siam then. Bonget in 9th. Kuros Kai comes through in 10th place. And then we go to Astonishing, who will finish at the back of the grid. But an incredible race. Fantastic running there. And Creamy is your winner of the GTD race. So that is a fantastic and really enjoyable race then from our great GTD drivers. I'm really grateful to everybody. I should just about have time to show the results screen if we can. Yeah, we will finish in time. That's great. So I'll show the results screen and then I'll be jumping out of here to get on to my next race. And feel free to watch on if you wish. It's time for the G1 division of SVR coming up, the VR exclusive race circuit. So here we are, your final standings, provisional at least, before steward inquiries. Creamy winning the race, TX getting the fastest lap. Creamy had the pole. TX home 3.8 seconds on some very worn hard tyres. Mr. Fish in 3rd, Izzy in 4th, Dirksey 5th, Thrasher in 6th position, Aussie in 7th, and Siam home in 8th. We have Bonget, Kuros and Astonishing finishing the race. Thanks to Chaotica for hosting and for driving the safety car. Thanks to all of you for watching. We will catch you on the next race day.